ANACOSTIA, and you're watching Dominext Magazine.
Hey, this is Dee coming to you from Dominext Magazine, sitting here with the lovely cast and creator and director behind the ANACOSTIA, the web series. Hello, all.
Hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much for talking to Dominext Magazine and letting us hear the juiciness. We're excited. So, how in the world did you come up with these ideas?
It just started as a short film idea. Actually, about 5-6 years ago, it started as a short film, and then as I was looking at it, I just decided to break it up into segments, and it just turned into a continuing story. And I had no idea about the web series genre, and it just sort of was at the right time, the right moment, right time, right content,
in order.
And it just sort of like fell together and started like putting everybody in their place, and we've been doing it ever since. Now, and we're in season number 4, which is crazy.
It's oh my gosh, I started watching it and it took me like 2 days to watch everything. I was like, oh my god, I can't stop watching this.
Yeah.
It's I love things that have me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah,
and that you did.
Thank
so
you.
How did you accomplish that? Like, how did you make it so interesting?
Just basically, like, I think, well, I'm a huge fan of soap operas, period. But I think that the one thing that most soap operas are lacking is the diversity of African American characters.
Absolutely.
And so I just knew that I wanted to do something to where we sort of had the mix of a soap opera, but also give it that little
real
edge.
life. Yeah, I love the real life.
Like have an edge to it, but also sort of amp it up 2 or 3 notches to give it that soap opera like appeal. And it's just sometimes I'll read it back and be like, wow, I'm not sure how the audience is going to react to it, but it's been a page turner for 4 seasons now, so it's been great.
Yes. So, did you know all the people, the cast, or did you have auditions? How did you come about getting your cast together?
Funny thing is, the only person that I knew going into it was probably Marian, because Marian and I went to high school together. I think after Marian, it was probably, I knew Keena and Pasha. Keena who plays Nicole, and Pasha who plays Dominique.
Okay.
I had met Will in passing at like some functions, at like some fashion show functions and stuff like that. Will was like either hosting or something like that, and we had started talking.
We had another project.
Yeah,
that we did.
We were on another movie project that we were going to do together, and I backed out of it. Will still did it, and I just remembered his personality when I was putting the show together. I said, I need out of all of the craziness, I need a stable guy that's going to be able to anchor everything else that's going crazy around him. And I thought his personality was always that stable guy. He was always very effervescent, like when you met him. And I think when we sat down and talked, it was his birthday, and he was having a drink at the Mayflower Hotel.
Well, I called you.
Yeah.
I called Anthony, or I sent him. I think I messaged you or email
to the wrong number.
And I was like, yeah, because I've been trying to get a hold of him because I knew about the auditions, but I missed the first one, so I was going to get a hold of him. So when are you going to have more auditions? And I was like, hey man, I've been trying to contact you. I've had the wrong number for the longest time. Right. And he's like, I've been trying to find you too. So it was my birthday. It was pouring rain.
Yep.
And he was like, I've just about had my cast together. He goes, but I've been thinking about you for this role. And he was like, let's meet. And so we met at the Mayflower and had some drinks, and we talked about the project.
And he was like, I'm going to go.
Here we are, yeah.
Awesome,
He showed up 2 days later for that first photo, for the first photo shoot. Yeah.
Cool. So, I know that, I'm sorry, I have to say this, the sound on episode, I believe, what was it, 8?
Yes, it dropped.
I was like, I gotta hear that. So you gotta give me that, because I didn't. It's like I'm missing a gap.
It's a weird thing with it's now this whole craziness on YouTube that like anyone can stake a claim to a song, and even though the song is free, they can stake a claim to it, and until YouTube investigates it,
they'll
so they
like
take
did
the sound
something
away.
to that. Okay, well,
but
that wasn't.
there are ways around it.
Please tell everybody, yes.
There are
yes.
ways around it.
That
If
wasn't
you send,
the cast
if
members,
you
the
send
editors.
a email, there's ways around that. You can
Okay, perfect.
get a link to the real one.
But I think it's working now. Is it up now?
No, it's still silent. But if you send an email,
Okay,
to
perfect.
the link, we'll
Send your email. We'll get it to you. Okay. Also, so tell me everybody's names and who you play for the viewers.
My name is Marian Akpan, and I play Nancy Stevenson Cook.
Go to the police. Go to the police and tell them what?
Wasn't it we just tell them what happened?
I just shot and killed a man, Selena. Do you understand me? Do you understand what can happen to me, to us?
If we talk to them, they'll
What are you going to say when they ask you why you were in possession of an unregistered firearm? A firearm that may or may not come back traced to a crime or a murder. What are they going to say, huh?
I'm gonna tell them the truth.
The truth? The truth. The same truth you told about Mr. Sims? The same truth that caused him to blow his head off? You lied to cover up the truth. Why do you think they're going to believe you now?
Nancy.
No. Okay? No. We are not going to say anyone about this. We're going to cover that asshole up, and if anybody asks you, have you seen him, you have not seen him in weeks. Do you understand me?
He's my father.
He was your rapist! And if I had not got there and shot and killed him, he would have done it again.
This is still wrong.
Let me explain something to you. He was a predator. Okay? And if it wasn't you, it would have been someone else. Trust me, I know that type of father. So in my eyes, he got what was coming to him.
Tell me a little bit about your character and what she's her.
Ooh, Nancy. Nancy was the sister of Michael Stevenson Cook that passed away in episode. Season one.
Mm-hmm.
She's basically, lack of a better word, bitch.
Yes.
Nancy wants what Nancy wants, and Nancy gets it because Nancy wants it.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if that's your husband, your daddy, your brother that, that's in church. She basically is a woman that doesn't believe that she can have what she wants. And if she wants it, she goes after it. And she kind of, she has her good things about her.
Mm-hmm. I see that in her.
But
she's trying, but she's fighting.
She doesn't know how
Yeah.
to be anything else other than what she is.
Yeah.
And that she uses her looks and her body and
her sex appeal. Woo!
to get what she wants.
Yes. Yes, she does. I love Nancy, though. I gotta say. Okay, tell me about your character and your name, your real name. And your
real name is Will.
Okay.
Will Lash, and I play Scott Taylor.
Okay.
One of
I got him too.
one of her conquests. And I play the husband of Selena Taylor. And I kind of guess like Anthony described the character before. I'm kind of the mild mannered, of the bunch. But still going through my own issues as well in our relationship, and trying to navigate through that, and through all the other drama.
This is all on you. All of it. If any of my friends are hurt, it's on you. No, you better pray to God for that, bitch. You better pray.
I love love how you stood by her no matter what. You know,
I slipped up.
Yeah, but that's what happens in real life. Yeah, but overall, it brought you closer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't think he's the kind of guy that is just going to completely walk away. You know, he wants that happy ending.
Yes.
He wants to work out. He wants the family. He wants all that. It's keeping her on the same page.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
But at the same time, he doesn't really know all of what she's going through. So,
right.
You know, he's still he's really torn. That's really his.
So how do you feel about playing that character? About the torn part?
I mean, I like the character, but at some point in time, I kind of be like, hey, I want to do something.
Do a little
bad,
you
know?
You did.
I mean,
you did actually, yeah.
But
he has no idea.
Everybody else get to kill people.
It's coming.
I can't wait to talk about that. I want to get some exclusives.
It's coming.
That juice.
It's coming.
Okay, all right. Then we have Selena.
All right, yes, I'm playing Selena Taylor. My name's Melan Perez, and a little bit about my character. She tries to put on this persona that her life is so perfect, and she's just happy. She's married to the perfect guy. She has a perfect house, and that's really not the case.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's just so busy trying to cover things up that. She can't see straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of blurry.
Kind of blurry, and just trying to hide everything. And she's putting on this persona that she comes across as a bitch, and she's really not.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to play something that she's not,
mm-hmm.
and so that's why she looks like that. But I think inside she's very sensitive and gentle creature, and
mm-hmm.
she's just trying to survive, considering the things that she's been through.
Hey. Take it easy. You're okay. You hit your head.
That's my father. It was not my father.
Your father what? Did your father attack you?
He was there. And I thought it was you. I thought you came home early, and I lifted the covers, and I saw him there, and he was dead. I saw him dead, Scott.
Oh, no, you hit your head.
No, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Okay? I saw him dead, and I saw him there. I'm not crazy. Why are you looking at me like that? Well, why are you looking at me like that?
I'm sorry.
Why are you looking at me like that? No, I'm not crazy. Please listen to me. Scott.
I'm so sorry.
Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me like this? Oh, not my baby. Oh, not my baby. You tell me something different. You tell me something different. It's not my baby. I want my baby. My baby. I want my baby.
Okay, yes. And you came on in season 3? 4? Okay, so how does it feel in jumping in after someone else?
At first it was I was a little nervous about it, but when I came to set, it was just all love. And actually, before we went to set, we went on a trip to LA.
Awesome.
And it was the Emmy Series Awards, and it was all love when I came to set, and I just
they welcomed you.
I love her. She's so great.
Yes, awesome. Good.
Yeah,
good.
We knew each other from a previous project too.
Oh, good,
so that
good.
kind of helped a little bit.
Awesome. Good. Okay.
No, but be honest. You talked about how's it feel being, you know,
Right.
Tell
her how you really feel.
Tell us the juice.
Tell her how you really feel.
You know what? Actually, when he first, so this is what happened. We were at the premiere, right, of what we did together, the bachelor's degree, and then Anthony approached me, and I was like, it was like the best day ever. And then I was like, okay, so I went home and I checked it out, and I was like, at first I was watching somebody else, and I was like, maybe it's Kate. And then I saw, I was like, oh, that's Selena. And so it was a little, nerve-wracking because she is a great actress. And so now when Anthony approached me about this, it was 2 years ago. So then when the 2 years rolled by, I was very excited to do the role. And the time actually ended up working as a benefit to me because it allowed me to develop more. Yes. And then so by the time I was able to do it, I felt very confident, and I was like, God, give me a miracle today. Yes. And every time we were shooting, things were running very smoothly, and
it just
at first I was nervous, and I was also nervous about the fans,
Yeah.
You develop this love for a character, the person, and then they leave, and it's just an adjustment period. And hopefully I can win them over.
Yes. Well, you won me over. At first I was like, who's this new girl? And then I was like, okay, she can get some. Okay, she can get some. So, and you're beautiful. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Brother Ray.
I am Kelvin Terrell, and I play Brother Ray.
All right.
Brother Ray is an interesting character. I like to classify him as a religious extremist with a mental illness.
Yes. I agree. Totally agree.
I mean, it's a challenge playing it, but it's a lot of fun playing him. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So, did you have to really channel something to get into character?
Well, yeah. I like to be very even keel, non-violent, get along with everybody, heal the world, put a band-aid on the globe, that type of person.
Yes.
So,
amen.
When it came to playing Brother Ray, I was excited about it because it was so much of a challenge, so far outside of who I really am. So it's kind of like, ooh, I get a chance to let some of these frustrations out there, kind of put away to be politically correct. So, I do have to take myself to a place that I try to stay away from and get angry at the world, you know what I mean? Like, I think one time on set, when we were on set earlier this season, when it was time to get in my character, I just had to close my eyes and shut everybody out. I was basically walking with my eyes closed, trying to get makeup done.
He scared us.
And get it, really? Because I went from being like this to being in the zone. So
that shows your skills.
It definitely takes me to a different place, but.
That was good. Y'all did really well. That was really good. Altos, y'all need to come in quicker.
Roy.
And hold on. Altos, y'all need to come in quicker in the beginning. I cannot hear y'all. Tenors, you need to get that here. You need to get that heels because it's
Roy.
Off. What?
This isn't heaven.
What?
This isn't heaven!
Call police.
He lied to me. He promised me. You lied to me! I wasn't worthy. I failed you, Father. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. For God so loved this world that he gave his only begotten Son, so that all who believed in him shall not perish, but instead have eternal
And then another thing with him is that like I don't think a lot of people know this like from behind the scenes, but his character was sort of like an accident, because his original character, him and his wife, were supposed to be sort of like a comedy relief to the heaviness that was going on in season 3. You were only supposed to see them for like a couple of episodes to sort of lend to the storyline of Nancy, sort of like finding Christ and trying to turn her life over. And it just through happenstance, the character who plays Andrew had left like abruptly after episode 2, and that whole storyline had to be shifted. And so I shifted that storyline to Kelvin and Giselle Gant, and it just turned out that they just ate that whole storyline up, and it was like a blessing in disguise. Yeah, it's really amazing. So how do you feel with this last scene, the blowing up? Oh man, that was whoo. How do you all feel about the protesters now, you know, being that you guys shot that? You know, how does it make you feel?
It's real life.
Yeah.
It happens. And, you know, you sit there and you watch it and you're like, oh, wow, you know, this can occur. This can, and as you can see in episode 1, it hurt a lot of people. It killed some people. It, you know, a lot of things happen. And I like it because these are things that are going on in the world now.
Yeah.
And I like that we draw in and we come out. It's like, you know, this is a soap opera, but where you tie in real life issues to things, you know, the whole rape situation, the whole protesting, and the, you know, the homosexual relationships and people not agreeing with it, and the, you know, the church and the aftermath, and the people get hurt and things happen.
People are dying.
Right. And you sit there and you're like, wow, we're really letting people know that we get it, and we want you to know that we get it and we're seeing it, and they know that, okay, I'm not just watching this whole fairy tale land of people, you know, just going around and they're all dressed up and, you know, things don't happen to them, and you know, they just wear fancy clothes and walk around and go shopping. No, this is real. This is real. ANACOSTIA.
I think the best part was that the enemies felt so much remorse in what they did. You know what I mean? Like, at first it's all games until someone dies. And then it doesn't matter who they like and who they're sleeping with. It's a life. So.
No, it's like, I think the one thing that I really like that the audience has picked up on is they remember from the opening of season 3 that this started from something this small. This started from something this small, from one person, from Jennifer. Like Jennifer was the catalyst of all of this, and she had a issue with a verdict from Andre's accidentally killing his son, and she started that from this, and it spiraled out of control. It spiraled out of control to where it is now, and it just goes to show that it's all right to have a purpose and a cause, but if you have the wrong people in front of that purpose, in front of that cause, it can quickly spiral out of control. And you see where she is now. She's like, well, she's trying to back away from it. It's like, I didn't know this was going to happen. But you can't stand away from it and not be held accountable for that. You facilitated a lot of this happening. And even with what's going on now, you still see like a lot of people that had a lot of things to do with it are sort of like in hiding right now because they don't want to face the aftermath of what has happened.
Yes. Well, that's enlightening, and I love that everybody is just, you know, on the same page. I love that. So the acting and everything is amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, everybody. I just get excited. So, have any of you had any training for acting or theater or anything? Or you just coming in or what? No training? No training? Are you serious?
I did theater back.
I've done theater.
Okay.
In high school.
I was the gym teacher in Bye Bye Birdie. Is that okay?
It's a play?
Birds are great.
That was it. That's all it did.
But you started from somewhere.
And I was in chorus and all that other stuff, but I don't sing in Anacostia.
Well, no, Bobby Birdie,
yeah. But no, otherwise, because when he came to me and said it, he's like, I want you to audition. And I was like, honey, I'm animated. I'm not dramatic. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You got it, you know.
did it.
And my character wasn't even supposed to be the character that it is. Like Nancy was not. Nancy was supposed to be the mother of Michael Stevenson, and he changed it to the sister of Michael Stevenson. So, and I actually went out for the part of Mia.
Really?
Right. I went out to the part of Mia.
I love her too.
But first of all, he didn't want me to be the nice goody person. Yeah. That's how I am in real life. Just like Kelvin. But have you? I want everybody to be okay. Nobody fight.
I love your vibe.
Come on. But then he's like, no, I can't let you be you. You gotta be Nancy. I'm Nancy.
Okay. So where do you get your inspiration from?
Life.
The writing.
Writing. That's good.
Where do you get that inspiration? Where is someone in your family creative like that? What?
He has multiple personalities.
I actually do believe that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's funny because when Martha Byrne was here and she was like, all these people are in your head, aren't they? it's really true. But I think it goes back to I love good storytelling. I absolutely love good storytelling, and I think from either reading a book or from watching a great television show, if the storytelling isn't on point, everything else is going to fall apart.
Right.
And so I just know that when I'm sitting back and I'm writing, I just figure where are these characters at right now in their own personal lives right now. It would be kind of unfair and unrealistic for what Scott and Selena have gone through to sort of put a bandage over it and say okay, well now everything is really happy, everything is really joyous. It's a process. It takes time for them to get back to where they are. It takes time for all that stuff to happen. With a Nicole who's back in rehab. You see how easy it was for her to sort of fall off the horse, and then now she's trying to fix her life back together. And I think when you see further with Mia, she's at a point to where I'm tired of this stuff happening. It's I have to live life. It's I've been through all this stuff, and it's time for me to live life. Now her actions may not be something that everybody will agree with, but it was something that was right for her. And for the inspiration, it's just once I sit back and read it and I can actually sleep at night after writing that script, I know that I've done something right. If I have to get up constantly and tweak it into my liking, then it's not sent out to them until I feel okay, this is what it is. Sometimes that means the Thursday before filming, but it's just that inspiration of good storytelling, and I think that's where the older soap operas used to be. Where it used to be driven by the story. Now it's sort of driven by the hot, sexy teens and the cover models and the cover boys and everything else, and they sort of relegate the older actors and the people that used to drive story to lesser storylines, but they need to really go forward and bring back the storylines of soap operas.
And that's the thing I think that sets our show apart from a lot of other shows is that you can see, I guess because we've been a part of it so long, but like you said, mirrors those old soap operas, because the story, the way that he writes and the way the story is laid out is that it can always be manipulated.
Yes,
and
I love that.
It's when sometimes there's shows that you watch, and because being a part of the show, it has allowed me to see this. You know the storyline, and you're watching, and then you're they probably just wrote that the day before they started telling me how to wrote things. Okay, that was a weird little twist there. Yeah. But that's the way it works. Because we're here, we're actors, we have lives, we have jobs, and if somebody can't make it set and the storyline has to be altered, it can be done easily. And that's really the genius of
he is
Anthony,
a genius.
to be able
definitely a genius.
to do that.
Yes, I love it. So what's next for Anacostia?
Well, right now we just kicked off our season 4, our 4th season. Wow, our 4th season. Going to our 5th year of the show. It's crazy.
Yes.
So right now we are at the aftermath of what happens at the church, and you see what happens. And I think going forward, we're now at episode 4. We're now in the new year of 2015, and so you get to see some changes. You get to see some interesting developments in the Selena and Scott storyline, because I think the one thing that she's sort of in a rock between a hard place, because on one hand she can't tell him what happened to her father, and she can't get him to believe what she saw in her bedroom.
Hey, Scott, come on, I'm not playing with you. If you jump out of those covers and you scare me, I'm being serious. No, Scott!
Which was sort of set Nancy in a bad situation, and not only set herself in a bad situation, because people have to also remember Selena's still on probation.
Yeah.
So it's like like she's really stuck in a rock in a hard place, and now just what recently just happened to them. I think where they are right now, instead of getting closer, they're sort of drifting like apart uncontrollably. I think Nancy's we introduced a grown daughter for Nancy, which took a lot of people by surprise that Nancy had a grown daughter. I think the apple's not gonna fall too far from the tree with that.
What? Whoa! Can't wait to see.
That, she got knocked up at some point.
And where's your husband? Where's your delusional husband?
You gotta keep watching.
Oh, I can't wait.
And then with Kelvin, I think what I really love about the audience is that they're really on the dialogue. And if you watch the opening of the season premiere of 4, there's an interchange between Kelvin and I, and where I'm telling him that my wedding is going to happen. There's nothing he can do to stop it. And he says, you may have won the battle, but I will win the war.
Yeah, I remember that.
And at the end of that episode, you see, in fact, that he did, in fact, win the war. Yeah. Like he set out. It didn't work the way he wanted it to work, but at the end of it, he actually got what he wanted. Yeah. And I think that that's going to be interesting once you see where that sort of storyline goes, because I think a lot of times you have these characters and things happen to them and then you move on and you never see them again. But that's going to be very interesting. And like he said, it's a mental illness there, and it's been fed by his wife, who no one has seen yet, but she'll be seen shortly. As far as my character, I don't want to give too much away from it, just in case people haven't seen it, but I think at the end of 3, you start to see that there may be some hope there, or there may be something interesting happening soon. But it is a soap opera, so there's always going to be, it can't be cut and dry as a happy ending. So it's going to be very interesting how that plays out. Wow. There's a lot of twists and turns this season, with a very with a super secretive ending that we wish that we could expose and tell, but we have been sworn to secrecy that we are not going to tell anybody this. It's just going to be the very. It's going to be the very last thing it's going to be the very last thing you see at the finale. Okay. It's going to be superstar. I'll say this: superstar power, super soap star power at the very end of this season.
Now, is this going to go on a network? Can we get this on a network? Or you don't want to stay independent? Tell them. This needs to be on a network. Somebody get them.
Here's the thing with that. It's a double-edged sword. Like, we are, like, a lot of people forget that we are, I think, one of the only shows that actually play on television. So, like, we are one of the standout shows that actually have a television home, especially in DC now, that's branching out into northern parts of Maryland, Montgomery County,
and tell them the
PG
name
County.
of it so they know where to get it and see it.
Cable Access Montgomery and Montgomery County, and also DC TV in Washington DC. Check your local stations for DC and Maryland.
Yes.
But it's very funny with television, and I think most creators of web series, they go online to avoid the rigmarole of television, because what happens is when you have that meeting with television, or as they call them, the suits, when you have the meeting with the suits don't get the vision.
Yeah,
they don't see the vision. They see the bottom line, which is dollars and cents.
Yeah.
So they'll say, hey, the concept wonderful. The concept is wonderful. So we'll buy the concept from you. However, all this gotta go. So we want to bring in Vivica Fox, and we want to bring in Christoph St. John, and we want to bring in Melinda Williams and Darren DeWitt Henson. So we want to bring in all those people to like get it out there. You don't need that. You don't need that. What a lot of people don't realize is that if you look 3, 4, 5 years ago, television is going to the web. Because it used to be where if you missed your favorite television show, if you missed it that week, you missed it. Now you can go right on abc.com and you can go on demand. And it's like it's like a lot of these shows are going to the web, and I think that we were one of the pioneers to open those doors to say like it is a viable option. Like a couple of years ago, you had One Life to Live and All My Children tried to be web series. The problem is, once again, the suits did not know how to navigate the web. They didn't know what to do with a show like All My Children and One Life to Live and put it on the web. Because they are not versed in doing that. They don't know how to navigate those waters. We have been here for like 5 years and still and still going strong and still
groundbreaking
and still building a fan base week by week, day by day. Would it be nice to go on a mainstream network? Absolutely. Would I do it without the people that's attached to it? Absolutely not.
I know that's right. Stay true.
Absolutely not. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with where it is. There's some people who would be in my position that would be like, oh, okay, give me the first offer that you can, and it's been nice working with you, but I'm gonna take my $30,000, which isn't a lot of money, which I'll take my $30,000 and I'm gonna go and be happy and just create something else. Like I'm not that type of creator, and I've seen the other creators that have done that with certain networks, that they have sold their shows to that network and the show has never come out because they don't know what to do with it, and they're at a loss. Like, well, I can't get my show back. I can't go back and film a show like that because they bought the rights from me. And so unless it's a good deal to where everybody is included, because they're all producers of the show. So so
I did see you guys' names.
So it's not like it's just me now, to where I have to take that into consideration. So if it's a deal, it would have to be a damn good deal, and to where everybody, and if it was something to where a network came in and said, okay, well, we want to buy the show, but we do want to replace everybody, then everybody needs to be compensated accordingly. So like we can all leave real happy, because at the end of the day, I'm not one of those people that is all about Anthony. I'm all about everybody on the show.
I love that. That is so awesome.
That's why we're still here.
Yes, going strong. And you guys have won awards, nominations. I mean, tell me a little bit about that, and how did you feel winning those awards?
It's interesting because you never get into it expecting stuff like that. So like when it happens, I think our very first award was the Indie Soap Awards, and we had no idea what it was. And I think I found out about it by accident. I was online watching another show, and they had their little news brief tickler, and they were like, "Oh, we've been nominated for 4 Indie Soap Awards, and I felt kind of salty. I was like, what is that? I was like, what is that? And how come we're not nominated for something like that? And I clicked on the little link and it opened up. I'll never forget. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. It opened up and I was reading and I was reading the nominees, and the first thing I saw was Best Ensemble, and the first name I saw was ANACOSTIA. And I like jumped out of my seat like, wait a minute, what? And I scrolled down and I started seeing the nominations, and those are our very first nominations for the Indie Soap Awards. And so winning awards, I think we won that category the first year. We won ensemble that first year. It was our very first like big major award, and since then we've had our share of nominations and picked up awards. I think we are the most nominated series at the Indie Series Awards with like, I think it's like 25 nominations.
Yes,
and I think 6 wins.
I can see why though. Like, and it's
so
dope.
so hopefully February 4th.
Yes, go vote. Get your votes in.
Of this year, February 4th of this year, they are releasing their nominations for this year, and hopefully we are nominated. That would be a great thing. That's in LA. There's something else out there that's hopefully looming. I don't want to talk about that and jinx it, but there's something else that's out there that's looming. But to win awards is great. To be nominated is great. But I'm more excited when it's one of them.
Oh,
I'm really
sweet.
more excited when I see one of them was singled out, or like the group or like the cast itself got recognized. So
awesome.
it's a great feeling to be there and to be recognized in that way.
We love what you're doing. We
Thank
love
you.
what you're doing. We appreciate it. So we're not going to hold you too much more. Is there anything else you guys want to add or tell the viewers of Dominext Magazine?
Just stay tuned. It's about to get real crazy in Anacostia. That's all I can really say without giving up anything. But
anybody else?
You know what's so
I'm
funny?
talking about my wife.
They talking about Selena's.
You know what? And when,
Tell them.
When you guys say comments, even when it's a little, when I saw a couple of stones. It wasn't bad. It was
I didn't mean to.
No.
she doesn't know Selena, so they don't know what to do.
Right, they don't know what to do. And you know what? When they come up with, they're like, I think this is gonna happen. I think that's gonna happen. And I'm sitting there, and even though I'm on the show, I'm also a fan of it. So I'm like, me too. I think it's gonna happen too.
Right.
Exactly. And they come up with these ideas, and I'm like, are you a writer too?
Oh,
they're pretty good.
That's amazing. Do you ever get any good ideas from fans?
Yeah. Some of it is a little far to the right. But it's like,
what's the craziest?
The craziest is that the new guy Carlos is Selena's half brother.
Ooh,
and that he,
spicy.
Yeah, that he's her half brother.
Something wrong with him. What's wrong with him? Tell me.
I don't know. You gotta keep.
Nothing wrong with me.
You gotta keep watching. It's like that's a good thing about the characters in Anacostia. People can come off as like they're kind of shicey, but then again, he might just be a really down to earth person.
Okay, I can't wait.
Like
he might really like it.
But it's very interesting, and I think Melan and I had discussion prior to the show coming out, and I sort of gave her like sort of forewarning that you do have some fans out there that are like really close knit with like the actors that have portrayed these roles for like 3 seasons. So don't take anything too serious that like people may write and everything else. I mean, it is the internet, so people have their own opinion.
Exactly.
So it's just like I told her, the only opinion she should worry about is mine.
Yeah, true indeed.
But it's like the only thing that I would have to say to your viewers is to please keep watching. If you find us, please tell everyone else about us. Please repost the episodes. Let everyone know that you like something. And to those people that are in the area that want to get out there and create something of their own, get out there and do it, and get those scripts from off of your dresser and from out of your drawers, and those ideas from out of your head, and go out there and do it, and find like-minded people to work with, because I found a group of like-minded people to work with, and I think that's one of the main reasons why this show has stayed afloat for so long, and I know that we got cussed out because we took a break.
We want more.
Like it was a longer break than what we had anticipated, but
yeah,
it's like everyone Will became a father.
Congratulations.
Will became a father. I recently became a dad. Like everyone else was working on different projects. So it's like sometimes you just need to step away and rejuvenate and then come back fresh.
Yes.
And I think that what we have now, we needed that break off. Like we need that time off, because I don't think that if we went right into it, we would have that what we have right now. But I just want to thank everyone, like people like you, for like finding us and wanting to do something like this, and publicly want to thank my cast and the crew and Martha and everyone else who just constantly hold this show down and hold this show together, because I do think that we are doing a lot for the DC area, and I think that we are opening up a lot of doors to where doors may not have been opened before, and not just for the people in DC, but also for the people in the web space to see that they've come behind us. A lot of other shows have come behind us, and that we've been able to open those doors and
they have
to be those trailblazers. So I really appreciate that.
Yes.
It's cool to do a show about DC that's not political.
Yeah.
And this we're in the area,
and the heart of the DC,
and it's not about
area.
drugs and
It
killings.
is about a little bit of that, but not specifically that.
Everybody's not street. Everybody's not,
okay,
we're high class.
Diverse.
But, it's very diverse.
Yeah.
There's middle class in DC.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, how was it working with Martha?
Oh, she's the best.
I bet.
Oh my goodness.
I've had scenes with her, but it's cool to watch her work.
And she's so fun, and she's so down to earth. And
you have to work with her.
We're all actresses. We're all actors.
Equal.
Right.
That's what
she's
I was
not like. Honey, I'm on television.
Right, exactly.
I mean,
we're all human.
The fact that she gets on the road and travels, comes
here,
and does this.
That's awesome.
Love her.
Yeah, she is. She already know how I feel about her. Like, she and I have some very funny text messages back and forth. Some of us we just go and have a good time. But it's like, she is a wonderful woman. I'm so grateful for her. I did not think she was serious when she said that she was going to do the show a couple years ago, and she called and said that she was going to do it. And like Will said, she is gung ho every season. Like, hey, I'm coming. We're going to have a good time. And what Marian said, like, she's one of the gang. Yeah. So it's like, when she comes in, it's not like she stands. She's not like she's like, okay, well, I'm coming from the hotel and I'm going to come on the set and film. Then I'm going to go back to the hotel. No, Martha is there for the day.
And it's not like
I know that's
right. We're all
she's
together.
there for the
Martha
day.
likes fried chicken.
I know that's right, Martha. For real.
Down-to-earth person, you know that you didn't come out the womb on TV.
Yeah.
So, and when you see that somebody, when you got the eye, and you see the potential behind something, and you see how fast it's start rocketing, you already know. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait for it to be on television.
Right.
So that just shows the type of person she has. I've had the opportunity to meet you, Martha. I can't wait.
She's very much a teacher. So she's very much she's very much a teacher, and it would be very easy for her to come in and do what she does and say, okay, well, I'm gone. But she's the type of person who even before she comes in, she is right there, saying, oh, all right, I think that we can maximize this by doing this, or I think that we can do this, and I think that my hashtag from her is less is more. It's like, you don't have to beat people over the head with certain things to work with the subtlety of certain things. And I think that just by being around her and just listening to her, and that's something that I have to say to a lot of creators. You have to open yourself up to listen.
Yes.
You have to be able to receive properly what someone else is giving you, and not be like, oh, well, this is my show and I'll do without. It's like, you have to be able to open yourself up and listen to what someone who has more experience than you is saying to you. And I think that these episodes have had that impact as far as grabbing people in a place where I don't think we've grabbed people before, because of she has looked at it, because she has looked at certain things and said, you know what, I like this. However, I think if we if you tone this one down right here and you go there, you can sort of skip a lot of things to get to that reaction. And I thank her for that because she's very much a part of this show, and for her to be back this season, it's just like amazing it's just like amazing to me. And it's no effort. It's no effort. It's not a negotiation like we've had with some other people. It's like, it's not a negotiation. It's like, hey, Martha, so you coming to do the show? Yeah, when you want me? Oh, I want you on the 13th, 14th. Okay, cool. That's fine. Send me the scripts. And she gets her scripts and she's like, hey, I'll be there at 7:00. And you just go pick her up. And it's if you have not worked with Martha and none of these shows, don't even try to go get her. But I'm just saying, if you have not worked with Martha, you are doing yourself a disservice, because Martha, I already love you, so we
love you, Martha.
Martha, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go. Anything else you want to say? We're about to wrap it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
everybody.
I don't know about that. Yes.
Really quick. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
The people that never get thanked are the people behind the camera. Are the people that are behind the camera. So I want to take this moment to thank Ann Wells, Harold Jackson III, Nicole Whitmire, Laura Lee, who's been our makeup artist from like day one.
Yes. Shout out.
Everybody that have helped us with locations this season. We've had some incredible locations.
Yes. Where do you shoot?
We shoot all over DC. We shoot like all over DC, and some of the specialized locations, like some friends have hooked us up with those locations. Marian does craft services for us. Like, so it's like Will, everybody chips in, and that's why everybody does their parts, and that's why they have a stake in the show, because they're now producers.
Yes.
So it's like everybody does their parts to make sure this show gets. We're sitting in Keena's house right now. We film here, so
lovely.
Everybody does their part to make sure that this show gets done. And I just want to thank them all once again for just being on this ride again, and to give you an exclusive.
Yes.
And to give you an exclusive, there will in fact be a season 5.
Yes, season 5.
There will in fact be a season 5.
Yes.
There will in fact be a season 5.
Have you guys started shooting yet?
Actually, we started shooting. That's the secret of the finale. The finale sort of ties into season 5 and sort of introduces into season 5. So it's going to be an amazing finale after the finale. So it's going to be some very familiar faces that are coming, and some faces that used to be here you may see them again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
it's going to be very interesting.
Look at his face. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on? Hold up.
It's going to be very interesting.
Well, thank you so much for talking to Dominext Magazine. We love what you're doing. You all are amazing actors and just wonderful people all around. And I thank you so much. And keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all hard work is paying off.
Thank you so much.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
You doing it.
No, thank you.
I was just glad. Just for the record, I was glad this wasn't Dominatrix magazine.
No, Dominext. Dominext.
Well, it's not like he wouldn't. It's not like he wouldn't have had a problem with it, because he's not as.
You got with Nancy over here.
Only will.
He's not as innocent as he looks.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have to get more of that little spice.
Little sassy mouth.
Thank you so much.
Just in case.
You know what she do got on her little thigh high jump.
That's that Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation boots right there.
You talking about boots? I need the bed out.
This is what happens.
I love it. Okay. Thank you so much. I enjoyed you guys. I had so much fun being here and talking about ANACOSTIA.
Bring the Skinny Corleone in here.
Shout out to Triple O, Donna, the camera, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we're out.